The shortest laps on the calendar today then was 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Liam Lawson completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo, Grim Reaper, Perez, Leclerc, Ocon, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Albon, Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Sargent, Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg and Zhou Guanyu. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 18.5 seconds. Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. Understood. Stopping this lap. Right, let's go, come on. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. Lewis is in the pits now. just 5 laps of fuel remaining. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Russell behind. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 24.3 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race on this compound. 4 laps remaining. Position, front of the pack. Okay, Russell's behind you now. Our gap behind is 25.1 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Come on, just 3 laps to go. 3 laps. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Gap to your teammate behind is 41.5 seconds.
Thank you so much. You've been great all weekend. To everyone back in the factory, on the pit wall, you've been amazing.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserved that race win. Well done, mate.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, How do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, when you overtake that many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here today, and the team will be pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence to push their tyres hard as well, especially going into the corners, which allowed for some late braking and some exciting passes.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take the top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.